went a little bit long on that last episode. But I think it's only fair because I kept muting myself, and I kind of took like 10-15 minutes to show you that nerd stuff. So, fair enough, right? Okay. Yeah, we'll reserve this row for weapons. Do plenty of space. Let's see, we've got guns. Got potions as well, right? Got bows. I don't really know if there's any other kind of ranged weapon. I think they're all guns and bows. There's repeaters, which are like crossbows, but they're still bows. And everything else is kind of a weird gun. Like, blowpipe is kind of a weird gun. Snowball cannon's a weird gun. Flamethrower is kind of a weird gun. So I would say those are all guns. Guns and bows. Got ammo. Ammo. We're gonna have bells. Spells, wands, and there's like other magic weapons, right? Besides spells and wands. I feel like there's like I can't really remember. Like guns? Are there magic guns? Right? There's magic guns. There? I can't remember. I'll just say spells and wands for now, and if we need to move stuff around, that's fine. Spells and wands, potions. We'll have actual potions and potion powers. Use these for extra storage. Because there are quite a bit of weapons in the game, to be fair, so I wouldn't be surprised if we start overflowing into chests at some point. It's going to take a while, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did that at some point. Potions, I'm going to just throw those all in there. Powers. Got a couple of them here. Got our weapons. Oh, right, we have throwing weapons, that's right. Okay, I forgot about those. Okay, that's annoying. Got guns, bows, throwing items. I muted myself again. Probably for like 10 minutes. Again. I really hope I don't do that again. I think we're done renaming the chest now, though, so... I don't think it'll happen again. I was just putting that last stuff away, and I was saying... we have a few options for magic storage now, because if we wanted to, we could move magic storage like down here, and create a whole complex down here. Or if we wanted to... move to another biome, I think we have a few options now. There's a bit more space for stuff. And for our trophy room, I still don't know where we're going to put all that. So we'll wait on that. We could just put it right under this arena. Or our first arena being our trophy room. Or like right above the trophy room, kind of makes sense. I'm going to have to think about it though. I think that means we're ready to start actually building the arena. I said that like 10 minutes ago, but now we're going to actually do that. Again, sorry I keep muting myself. I know that's kind of a problem on the stream that I keep doing over and over again, but should be over that for today. Yeah, I'm just trying to do like a last minute pass to see if there any good spots to put a trophy room. Under here still could be good. I think this is a good candidate because there's not a lot of stuff here, so we could put it under here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. I think we should sit on it for a little bit longer. Alright. So, start preparing for the Eater of Worlds. See what's up with him. We have to use worm food or break 3 shadow orbs in the corruption. In a corruption chasm, specifically. Oh, interesting. We have to fight him underground too, like Crabulon. Oh, that is really annoying. Okay, that might be a really big problem, actually. I think my last game, like on expert mode Revengeance, I think I just fought him above ground anyways. I just created a big arena and fought him above ground anyways, and it still worked out. Because that means we're gonna have to go underground, bomb out most of this area here, and try to create an arena, while also trying not to blow up the shadow orbs in the process. Which is gonna be really annoying. You can try it. Because I think if we create an arena on the surface and fight the boss while it's enraged on master mode, I think that might be a problem. On Revengeance mode, maybe it's not as big of a problem, but on master mode, I think it's going to be, on death mode as well, I think it's going to be a bigger problem. So maybe we should just build it underground this time. Which means we're going to have to go and buy a lot of dynamite from our demolitionist, I believe lives in the desert. Excuse me. My god. Coughing and sneezing. Like I'm getting sick. Not. There you are. Oh. I only have 6 gold. Not good. That's not enough dynamite. I need dynamite and gel so I can make sticky dynamite. Gel. Oh, do we have unlimited dynamite? We might have unlimited dynamite. Or unlimited bombs. Do we have unlimited bombs? No, but we do have a lot of bombs. Those. How many, do we need 4,000 bombs to make unlimited bombs? I think the ammo, the bombs aren't quite that aspect. Oh no, we only need 400. Okay. Oh, and we only need 200 dynamite. Okay. Do I have anything to sell for a lot of money? I have a lot of bars, but I don't know if I have quite that many bars. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be enough to buy that many dynamite. Could fight a boss over and over again, get some money. Yeah, let's try to fight King Slime a bunch. I haven't tried out my new gun yet, so maybe that'll go numbers. And we'll get a bunch of gel and jungle spikes and all that stuff, so try it out. Ooh. Ooh, these things actually do seek out enemies. Oh, that is really nice. Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping this. Best weapon we've had so far. By a lot. Oh! I should have grabbed my warmth potion. Forgot about it. Oh! Come on. Yeah, let me grab that warm power. Probably the heart reach as well. Didn't really expect we'd have to fight another boss to prepare for a different one, but here we are. I'm thinking the Eater of Worlds is going to have a pretty big arena too. If you remember correctly, back when I showed you guys what the Eater of Worlds looked like, basically just a big old worm, and splits every time you destroy one of the heads on the worm, which creates more worms. So we're going to have to be able to move around a lot and have enough space so we don't get overwhelmed by worm bits. Because we still don't have knockback resistance, so basically anything that hits us is going to kind of be a problem. So yeah, we're probably going to need quite the arena for this boss, I would say. I already figured out how much one dynamite costs. Did that before we started. Oh. Kind of hard to take care of a certain enemy like this with this weapon, to be fair. Like, we can't really target one enemy without hurting everything else in the process. Yeah, this isn't that bad, I don't think. Maybe if we take out, like, the green thing first before anything else, it'll be a lot easier. Pretty manageable, though. Oh! Oh, oh, oh! No, 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 no. I say right as I am about to die. Ah, oh, okay. Alright, let's try this magic thing here. Maybe we could fight, we'll have better, luck during the eye fight if we fight it at night. Rather than King Slime. King Slime is the hardest boss in the world, apparently, for no reason. Bro does not want to run into our force. Okay. I use, I guess, the gun, the gem. Maybe I'll have an easier time. Or not, yes. Yeah, okay. King Slime is still somehow a problem, so... Alright, we'll just fight the eye then. Still get us a good amount of money, I hope. I really don't want to just summon a Blood Moon. This gets my computer sounding like a PS4. But like 2 minutes. Pretty sure we can just fast forward the time though, if we just... Yeah, okay. Alright. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. This past week, when I was talking about my week earlier, I totally forgot about this. But I started playing Minecraft on hardcore, which I'd never done before. So the first world was honestly pretty scary. I've been used to my modded world for like a couple years now, I think. So playing hardcore on vanilla for the first time on a new update, which I'm not used to, pretty scary. I'm really used to just grabbing stone tools immediately and going for iron, because, you know, if I die, I just make more stone tools, make a hole in the ground, basically. But hardcore, of course, is a bit more challenging, so, you know, I had to basically make a house immediately before anything else, which was kind of a new concept to me. It's also tough to play hardcore because my mind starts to wander at night when I just like in my house because of the phantoms, basically, or any other monster. The first world for me basically went like building a house, spending the first night in the house. The next day, I gathered a bunch of wood and leveled out the area around my house so I could start farming trees and wheat. Then spending another night in my house, and then fishing the next day for food. Starting to farm a little bit because I managed to find a couple pieces of iron. So I was able to make a wheat farm, a sugarcane farm. And then after that, basically, I was about to start actually caving and going out for iron and more food. But that day, after I stayed in my house, I was trying to fight a zombie, and I got distracted, and I didn't realize it took out like all my health immediately somehow. And then I didn't think it would reach as far as it did, and I tried to kill it, and it killed me instead. So that was my first world gone because I got distracted fighting a zombie. It was a good world too. I had like I said, I had a wheat farm really early. I had a fish river right next to me. I had some caves right next to me. Yeah, I don't know. It was a good world, but I just lost it. Second, through like the 5th world, I died within the first like 2 nights. I was just dumb, and at that point careless, because I was mad that the first world was gone. And then like, there was one world I spawned in with like the best spawn I had so far. I spawned in the jungle. That spawned right next to a village, right next to a savanna, right next to a desert and a mesa biome, right next to a second jungle, basically. So I had like tons of resources and animals available to me. There was a lot of flat land, so I didn't have to do a lot of work to prepare my house or anything like that. Looks like the eye is giving us trouble also, by the way, so maybe we just wait on that and gather some money over time. Anyways, yeah, I had a lot of resources and all that stuff. But I died in that world as well because I was out in the mesa biome trying to gather terracotta for my house. And I just died because there's some baby zombies that chased me across the entire biome. And I didn't realize it until I got to my house. And, you know, of course, if you play Java and you've been panicked before, you'll probably know right-clicking will activate stuff as well as shield. So I was trying to use my shield right next to my house, which just kind of opened my doors a lot and didn't do anything for me. So I kept spamming my doors trying to shield, and I died to the baby zombies, which was really annoying. And now the world I'm on right now, I'm trying to take it slower. I kind of have an idea of what I need. I have an idea of how fast I should be going through the game. If I find myself like unprotected at night, I'm basically guaranteed to die. If I go caving without a shield, I'm basically gonna die. If I don't be careful around a house, I can start spamming stuff and I'm gonna die. If, I don't know, if I fall too far off a cliff and then there's like a drown in the water or something, I'm gonna die. Like, ridiculous. So right now, in the world that I'm in right now, pretty good spawn. I'm starting to set up my house a plains biome, so not a lot of work for me to do there. There's plenty of trees around. There's birch, spruce, oak, and cherry, I believe. A lot of options for my house. There's a few caves around my house, so if I want to get some stones, I can get those. I'm trying to think of what else here. There's a village right next to my house. So theoretically, I think if I wanted to get certain villagers for trading, I can set that up. There's an ocean, so kelp is basically my food supply right now. Unlimited kelp. I'm good on food. Yeah, I'm kind of like scared to play because I still have to actually gather the resources for my house at this point. Which I know with stone tools is going to take forever to do. So I'm kind of scared of that. I have a design for a house that I made that works perfectly fine. It's basically a symmetrical small house. Basically, it has. I'm trying to think of it. Let me draw like on a piece of paper. Basically like this. There's a main hallway that goes across like that, and then two rooms, which I'm using as like a storage room and a smelting room, or it's like a cooking room, basically. Then the front porch has enough space on either side so that if a creeper catches me on my porch, it'll just blow up the porch and not like my actual rooms, which is nice. And there's like a thing I added to the porch as well, so it catches phantoms if they come low enough. If they like manage to hit me and they try to go back up, they'll get caught on like a piece of the roof, basically. So they'll be stuck and I can kill them easily. So it's a pretty nice design, I would say. It's easily expandable to 2 stories, and yeah, I don't know. It's just a cool design. So it's gonna take a lot of wood, basically, because the corners are all made out of wood, and the walls are all made out of wood. But the floors and the ceiling are all like interchangeable. It could be stone, could be wood, could be some other material. I've been using wood, so kind of expensive, but wood is like the easiest to find, so not really that bad. But yeah, I haven't really gotten past just building that first floor, having it be not decorated. I was in the middle of decorating it in my last world, and I died. So it's pretty bare bones design. A lot to be desired, but I think that's kind of the idea. I don't really want to follow really convoluted tutorial for my first hardcore experience, because I know most of those designs are real expensive and really only some non-hardcore. Yeah, I'm kind of working on that right now. I've talked about this during my last Tina stream on Tuesday. But I've been playing Minecraft for so long that I kind of got burnt out on survival at some point, which made me turn to creative, like pixel art and modded. At some point I just started doing pixel art on creative, and especially once I added concrete and glazed terracotta, like all those different colors and everything. That was my life for a little bit. I think once they added the aquatic update, which is like 1.16 or 1.17, something like that, 1.15. Once they added that, I went to modded. So I was kind of behind on the updates for like a long time. And I played a few survival maps, maybe like here and there. Not maps, but like worlds. After that, like a few, like maybe at a time. Really not that many. And then I went back to modded, which is what I'm doing right now. Started doing this world pretty soon after they did Caves and Cliffs. I think it was before they added camels, to be honest. I don't think there's any camels in my world. So my world is kind of behind on that, but playing hardcore for the first time kind of blew my mind because I was like, there's camels in the game, there's armadillos in the game now, there's wolf armor, there's like leaf litter that I can use for fuel, like crazy. Because getting fuel in the beginning of the game is like one of the most annoying things in my opinion. So just using leaf litter as that is awesome. It seems like, at least in my opinion, it seems like Java is a bit more giving for the spawn. I remember there was a time where Bedrock used to be known as like easy mode because half the time you would spawn next to a village, right next to a mansion, next to a stronghold. Like it was basically like spawn in and you win the game. But I feel like all the spawns that I've had so far in Java were like really forgiving, really nice actually. I don't know, maybe they made those easier. What else? There's like new stuff that they like new like within the last like 6 years that they've added, which I haven't made use of because I've been modded. And even when I'm not in modded, I'm so used to like classic Minecraft that I just don't use them because I've kind of figured out my own strategy that works out just fine. I'm stubborn. So like one of those was the composter for me, and I've talked about this before, but when I was trying to figure out how to get more food out of my wheat farm because I didn't have that much bone meal, because fighting skeletons is a problem on hardcore, and just waiting for food takes way too long. So I was like, either I can just make a really big farm right now and spend the time like gathering water buckets and tilling the ground and all that stuff, spend that much time doing that, or I can just use a composter, which I hadn't ever used before, and figure out how that works. And I realized it's kind of great because if you landscape a lot and you get a lot of seeds from the grass, just use those seeds for the composter. And if you cut down a lot of trees, you can use the saplings. You can use the extra seeds that you get from your farm in the composter. I was like, man, this is great. Beef litter, I think you can use in composter as well. Just, I don't know, it's just great. So I felt like an idiot because composters have been in the game for a while now, and I've never used them. So yeah, I don't know. Crazy that I've been playing for so long. I've like discovered new ways to play somehow for myself. Because I'm just that stubborn. Alright, so this arena is gonna be a mess. I knew it was gonna be a mess when I built it, but this is crazy. Not really sure how much I can really bomb. There's still that little under area that I see on the map I can use. Down here, definitely use this as space. But yeah, there's not a lot of space here for me to use. I guess was to be expected, but I don't know, I thought I'd have a little bit more. Fungal Clump is kind of helping me out here, killing all these enemies around me. Does this count as a summon accessory? I just realized, because it summons a whole creature to use. I don't really think about it, but it kind of counts as a summon accessory in a way. I don't know, does this count? Is this going against my my rules game? Granite Core doesn't, because it doesn't actually spawn a new entity, but this might. No, it might count. I don't know. Yeah, we can't we can't destroy these demon altars, so they're just gonna be in the way. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this, this might actually be enough for me. Let's see. I guess I could get rid of this whole chunk of this part right here. Seems like a prime area for arena. If I get rid of this, but I'm gonna have to take time to do that. And all of this is still available, so I think we should be relatively okay. We're gonna definitely need as much space as we can get, but definitely a lot more annoying to build this arena than the Crabulon one, so and if I have to, I'm gonna do some off-camera work and clean this up and make it as good as I can. Come back next week and kill the boss probably. I am excited because I've been talking for weeks now about shadow scales, because we need shadow scales to progress through the game. We've been stuck at gold for weeks now, at least like 2 months. And we need shadow scales to upgrade our pickaxe so we can actually mine hellstone. And this is the boss that does drop shadow scales. I said the eye drops shadow scales before, but I misremembered. But this is the boss for that drops shadow scales. So once we get past this boss, we're going to be in a completely new point of progression. Finally. Again, I don't know how this boss is on Master Death mode, so I might have a bit of a problem on my hands. I'm thinking with my Jester arrows, that should help, and with this new Hi-Fi rod, that should also help, because the boss is not that smart. So it kind of just runs directly into you, and not try to outmaneuver you or anything like that. Definitely a good weapon to use against it. It's also great because we're not doing a melee build. Melee build is kind of like the worst build to use against this boss. We kind of want to stay away from it as much as possible. So magic and I would say magic, summoning probably are the best ones, but ranged is a good second choice for sure. So. Definitely in a good spot there.